So hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or if you're new here, then hello, welcome. My name is Lunarose because I am the floral fantasy, and as you can read from the title of today's video, we're going to be debuting and reviewing a 4-cup silicone breastplate from the brand Tropesis. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so this breastplate was sent to me for free to review from the brand Tropesis. Very sorry, I do not know how to pronounce your brand properly, like, just me being a dumb white girl. But it's from the brand Tropesis. I will leave their Instagram, their website, and everything linked down below. They sell a variety of different breastplates, and they reached out to me, asked me if I want to do a video review of something that they sold on their website, and one breastplate in particular very much caught my fancy. It is not something I've ever tried before, not something I've ever reviewed on my channel before, and it is a 4 silicone cupped breastplate, meaning that you have the usual kind of double breast form at the top, but there is an attachment of a like separate set of breasts. So this is very much like a plural of breasts, since there is going to be 4 of them. I opted for the cotton filled breastplate. I believe they do also do silicone, but it wasn't in stock or like manufactured when I asked to try that like style of breastplate, and I believe they do 3 different shades. I opted for the second shade, which was natural, and I went for the H cup. So H cup is pretty large, and there is going to be 4 of them, so I'm glad I went for the cotton fill-in, and it retails for $200 US currently on their website. I believe the price is going to go up afterwards, but currently it is $200 on the website, so that is how I'm going to review it and kind of refer to it. But yeah, the breastplate was sent to me for free to review, but like always, my opinion is going to be 100% my own. So let's get it out the box, let's see what she looks like, and bring this full cow fantasy to life. And then the breastplate arrives in a rather large box. I'm very happy I opted for the cotton-filled breastplate, since a cotton-filled breastplate might be a little less squishy, but it's cheaper and it weighs a lot less as opposed to the silicone-filled counterpart. And because there is going to be 4 kind of cups filled, I'm very happy I went for the cotton version, but I'm going to find 2 different bras to pop on her, since there's 2 sets of nipples to cover up. But yeah, she arrives in a nice like sturdy bag, and it is going to be a little longer than like a normal breastplate will be. So yeah, I'm going to find some bras to pop over her, and we can talk about her a little bit more. 4 breasts. It is very different, very out there, and not like a typical kind of aesthetic, but I want to try something different. I want to step outside my comfort zone. Obviously, as she does have the 4 breasts, it is like a kind of bigger and like longer, wider plate, so I am very happy that I opted for the cotton fill-in, since obviously if you are looking around 4 kind of silicone filled H cups, that is going to be a lot of like breast tissue to kind of bring around. In terms of like the edge sheens, obviously you're going to have edge sheens kind of around the shoulders, which honestly aren't too thick. It is kind of like a bigger plate, so I wouldn't mind too much if it had thicker edges, and then the edge at the bottom. But yeah, as you can see, it kind of has like kind of like 2 breastplates combined. There isn't like a joint seam like in between or anything. It is literally just the shoulders and the base. So yeah, I'm gonna pop it on, and I'll be back in full cow couture tittylicious ness. It's milking time. And then this is what the plate looks like on. Let me know what you think of her in the comment section down below. I have very many thoughts. When I tell you it was a struggle to put this plate on, I mean it's been a good 45 minutes since I turned off the camera and tried to put it on. I had to lube up the entire top half of my body and midsection and back and everywhere to try and put this plate on, and it's still been like a good 45 minutes of me struggling to put it on. I think the plate size in itself is fine, but if you're anything larger than a UK size 14, the stretchiness stretches and it does its job. But it was a struggle for me to fit my body into it. Now that I'm in it, I honestly think it actually looks kind of fierce, and I'm kind of like living for the whole like vibe of this plate. Obviously, it is like a full body torso, so there is a lot of plate to be had and to try and squeeze yourself into. So yeah, if you're anything larger than a UK size 14, unless they offer a larger kind of plate construction size, I would steer clear of this kind of style of breastplate since it was very much a struggle for me to get into. If you're under like a UK size 14, you might enjoy it, you might be able to get into it and have a better kind of time with it than I did. I personally very much struggled, and yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut myself out of it, which I don't live for, but I think I can piece it back together with like rubber along the back, like straps, if I want to wear it again in the future. I'm out of breath. This is also one thing that is like more of a preferential thing and just kind of goes across the board. I don't like high neckline breastplates. I just think it can like roll down like that, which makes it look really odd, and just in general having the high neckline I personally find very uncomfortable, and it kind of showcases the disconnect if I like turn to the side and you see this at any point, but I think that's more of a preferential thing. I'm not really going to critique the plate for it. But in terms of the plate, like I said, I went for the H-cup cotton-filled plate. I would not go for silicone with this kind of plate. Let me tell you, I would not go for silicone. If this weighed like 5-10 kilograms, I would have given up. Like, after 45 minutes of this is lightweight. This is very lightweight. If it took me 45 minutes to get into a cotton-filled one, I would not go for a silicone version, so I'm very happy I went for cotton filled. In terms of the actual like plate construction and like H-cup size, I think it's fine. I feel like it feels very cotton filled. It feels very squidgy to like a unnatural kind of way. If I would liken the texture to anything, I would liken it to like a dodgeball or like a tennis ball, where it has squidge, but it's very artificial, fake feeling. It's squidge, not squish, is how I would describe it. And again, I went for the second shade, which is the natural shade. In terms of the shade match, it's fine. I think I could make my face match the plate better or put some body makeup on it to match it. I'm not really going to critique it on like its shade range. In terms of, well, maybe the shade range could go a little bit darker, I'll just say that. But in terms of the price tag of $200, which is what it's retailing for on their website, I think that's a fair price. I feel like this is a very specific kind of plate and a specific kind of customer, but if it's what you're after, this I can't really fault, apart from me not being able to fit in it, which is probably just my like fat ass's kind of point of view. But the actual plate itself is nicely constructed. Obviously you do have a seam along the bottom edge, which you can hide with like a high-waisted panty or a skirt. You have these seams kind of under the arms, which again is just like with any breastplate, you can just put something on it or use your hair to cover it. And then you have the high neckline, which again, this is just, oh my god, that feels so nice. This is just not my favourite thing in terms of any plate, but as you can see, it has a very generous amount of stretch to it, and I didn't rip any part of the plate while putting it on, while struggling for 45 minutes, so in terms of durability and like tear resistance, stretchability, it's good. It's just, I don't think the plate itself is particularly large enough to fit me, and this is why I hate high neckline. I feel like then I'm being like suffocated. But yeah, in terms of the actual like plate itself, if you are smaller than a UK size 14, I think go for it. Genuinely, I don't think it's a bad plate. If it's something that you're after and you're under a UK size 14, it's great. It works. It is also very warm though. I will say I am sweating up a storm in this suit. If you're anything larger than a UK size 14, maybe wait for them to release a slightly larger size or contact the brand to see if they can create a larger one, since again, I struggled for 45 minutes to get into this plate and I will have to cut myself out of it. Like, I genuinely don't think this is going back over my head. Okay, so in terms of if I would buy it and what my final verdict is of the plate, if you're under a UK size 14, if this is something that you really like the look of, if this is something that you really kind of want to like experience, I think it's a good plate. I think the cotton filling is very much needed. If it was silicone, it would be so difficult to take on and off. It would be a joke. I also stretch this out a lot and it is very tear resistant. Like, you can really go for it and it is not breaking. It is not like being destroyed. So it is a decent quality plate. But if you're over a UK size 14, if this is not something that you're truly after this kind of experience, maybe give this one a miss. I feel like it's very a circumstantial kind of breastplate. It is for a specific kind of customer, for a specific kind of look that you're going for. I don't know how often, personally, I'm going to dress up as a full-on cow, but I do feel like fierce in this look. Like, not gonna lie, I think if I put on a corset and my, like, padding on my lower half first and heels, and then put this on, and then did my makeup, and then did a wig, I think it would be a cute look, and I would get some amazing Instagram pictures, some amazing, like, footage of me in it, but I don't know how practical it is for me in terms of how often I would wear it for kind of what it is, but, I can't really fault the actual plate itself. I just wish it had a zip in the back or just something to get in it easier, since I am going to be on the struggle bus to get out of this. But yeah, once again, shout out to Tropesis. Thank you so much for sending this plate my way. I will leave it linked down below and all the details and everything like that. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Genuinely, I am like sweating up a storm, and the amount of struggle to get into this plate deserves a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of me as a full-on, like, quadruple busted cowgirl, and don't forget to subscribe to the girl next door with 4 breasts next door. And I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this breastplate review, and thanks so much for watching. Bye. This is high neckline breastplates. If it was just like that, honestly, this breastplate would be so much higher ranked in my head. So I think once I've trimmed this, I might actually get, like, use out of it again in the future, since it is kind of fierce, like, not gonna lie. Like, if you just saw like this, it's kind of fierce. Bye! Yeah! Honestly, this is kind of a vibe. I managed to get out of it without cutting it at all. Win for me!